So, Age of Adaline stars Blake Lively, Harrison Ford, and that guy from Game of Thrones who replaced the other guy from the other season of Game of Thrones. So, Adaline, played by Blake Lively, she crashes her car into like this freezing water and lightning strikes her, and now she doesn't age for some reason. Going into the movie, I thought it was going to be something else. I was hoping that we would sort of like go through history with her, and sort of like a Forrest Gump thing where you see her like in all these historical moments throughout time. But the movie's mostly told through flashbacks and things like that. The first 2 acts of this movie were so boring, and when it got to the 3rd act and started like taking off, it was a little too late at that point. The guy from Game of Thrones comes up and he's like just hounding her, go out, come on, go out. I mean, he's not taking the hint that she doesn't want to go out. Adaline, Blake Lively's character, is sort of like, I don't want to get attached to anybody because love without growing old together is nothing but heartbreak. The movie has some great moments like that. One of the things I liked was the dynamic between her and her daughter. At a certain point in the movie, her daughter is really old, and they're having a conversation that a mother and daughter would talk about when the mom is getting older, but it's the daughter that's getting older. One of the things I really didn't like about this movie was there's this narration that like pops in and out of the movie. The worst part about it is it explains in detail when she gets in her car crash and why she doesn't age. At this time, she falls in the lake and her heartbeat slows down. And at this time, a lightning bolt strikes, causing her DNA. And I'm like, why are you telling us this? I'm gonna reference Star Wars at this point. When you're going through the original Star Wars, you have an idea what the Force is, but nobody really explains to you exactly what the Force is. But then Phantom Menace comes along, and then George Lucas for some reason had to introduce midichlorians and it's just like, why'd you have to explain that? The unexplainable is so much more interesting, and when the narration just explains exactly why she doesn't age, it takes the mystery and the mystique out of the entire plot. Movies are a visual medium. Show me, don't tell me. When they pop this narration into this movie, it's like they don't have faith in their audience. Trust your audience to connect the dots. You didn't need this narration to tell me all these things. It's like it was very out of place, and I didn't like it at all. The saving grace of this movie is Blake Lively. Her performance is what kept me in this movie. I haven't seen Blake Lively much. I've seen her in The Town and Green Lantern. I liked her in The Town, I liked her in Green Lantern, but I really liked her in this movie. Another really interesting part about this movie was there's a point in the movie where Harrison Ford flashes back to when he met Blake Lively, and the guy that plays young Harrison Ford, Anthony Gruber, probably pronounced his name wrong. He's this kid that sort of posted a video of himself impersonating Harrison Ford as Han Solo on YouTube. They ended up calling him in for an audition, and he ended up getting the part. He looks incredibly like young Harrison Ford, and he sounds like him. That's just a fun little piece of trivia for the film that I found interesting. Overall thoughts about this movie: I really like Blake Lively's performance in this, but unfortunately it's not enough to save the movie. The first 2 acts are just so boring, and because of that, I have to give The Age of Adaline a meh. So, The Age of Adaline. Have you guys seen this movie? What did you think about it? Leave a comment below, tell me your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you like this, you can click right here and see more videos. Bye, Andrew.